Welcome to Thousand Trails in Yosemite Valley. So I'm standing in front of the Thousand Trails General Store, and this is at the top of the hill. So when you're first pulling in, you'll see this. It is not where you check in, but it's where you can get gas, your firewood, your ice, drinks, souvenirs, basic gas station stuff. But this is like your little hub to come get stuff when you need. You can even get RV stuff here if you need it. I am standing on the deck of a yurt in Yurt Village, and this is the spot to be. Now, this is spot 17. It is the best because it has a view. It has the spot where if you were staying here during the summer, you would actually get a sunrise here. It's just phenomenal. Now, in these yurts, most of them sleep 4 to 6. They do have a big one that sleeps 8. They have a bathroom, they have a kitchen, they have an outdoor grill, a gas grill, and a campfire and a picnic table. These are like the creme de la creme of where to stay if you come to Yosemite Valley. Now we're here in the wintertime, and we could have stayed in this if we didn't have our RV with us because it's actually heated, and in the summer it has AC. Now Yurt Village here is at the top of the campground, and I can look down into the valley down here, and I can actually hear the river. And down along the river is another set of yurts. So if you are here for the view, you stay here in 17 if you can. And if you want to be down by the amenities and sitting there having coffee in the morning beside your own personal river going by, you want to stay down in the Yurt meadow. Now I'm hanging out here on this amazing outdoor seating on the porch of the Campground Lodge, and this is my favorite spot in the entire campground. It is absolutely stunning. If I could move in tomorrow, but inside on the first floor, you have an amazing children's play area with even a desk area where if you are a full-time RVer and you have kids that homeschool, this could be a great place. It's different than just sitting in the RV to come to and get your schoolwork done. They could take breaks by playing with the shuffleboard, the foosball tables, the ping pong tables on the first floor. And then if you go further in, there's bathrooms. There is a massive living area with a huge fireplace. It is just absolutely stunning and welcoming and where you'll want to be on a rainy day or a chilly day or just any day where you just want to feel at home. Now, when you go to the second story of the lodge, you're going to walk up and you're going to overlook the massive living room that's downstairs on the first floor from the loft. And there's even more seating, more rooms, more lounge areas. There is a billiard room that has 2 pool tables with all the sticks and everything you need. And there's even a room that's got air hockey in it. And that room actually has a patio that overlooks the fireplace area and the river on the back side of the lodge. So I'm standing on the footbridge that leads from the lodge across the river to the area where all of the cabins, the tent sites, and even the meadow yurts are back this way. There are bathrooms dispersed throughout, and there's a couple of hiking trails that lead right off this area. I don't think I mentioned it yet, but we're here in January and it snowed, and it's absolutely gorgeous. But I wanted to stop down here at these sites that are closed and that you can't get into in the winter because they are right on the river and they are the best sites in this entire campground. These sites could also potentially be closed in spring because with the snow melt that comes down the river, some of these sites can also get a little flooded. So I'm standing across from the river sites now, and in this area is where you want to be if you've got kids, because this is one of the largest areas that I found so far in 1,000 Trails where everything is just all in one space for the family to enjoy. So we have everything here from the playgrounds, the volleyball, which is also a pickleball area. There is the basketball area, there's shuffleboard, there's horseshoes, and there's mini golf. And if you need to stay indoors, the lodge is really close by for you to hang out, and they've got books and games for you in there. So behind me, there is a lot of construction going on, and I think they should have this done by spring, but they're putting in solar panels. And further behind this area, there's more cabins, another RV loop. They're just constantly upgrading this campground. And just for a second, let me tell you about this campground. It used to be a city. It was literally a small city in the mountains. It was taken over by a logging company, and then eventually it became this campground. And so they're always working to make it better. But you'll find, if you have a second to find one of the employees that's been here for a long time or even lived in the area for a long time, they've been here long before this was a campground and can tell you all about the history, about the lodge that's been here forever, and how the actual place that you check in used to be the old gas station of the town. So since we're staying here during the winter, there's limited spots that are available because the river area is completely closed off. And there's an area that they call like the marsh and where the beach is along the river, but it's right behind the construction. So we decided to stay on one of these loops. And so this is an area that is more forested, up on the hill. You've got your first lane here and your second tier here. There's actually a third tier further back where the employees are staying. And there's a couple of bathhouses that are really nice and renovated. And if you want to be tucked in and feel like you're tucked into the forest and wake up in the morning with coffee or have a drink on your campfire at night with deer, this is where you want to stay. If you've heard me say it in other videos, you know that I love a great pool and an amazing jacuzzi. And this campground does not have one of them. And shockingly, I still absolutely love this campground. Cannot wait to come back in the summer. The other thing about this campground is that there's a lot of potholes. It's all dirt, gravel roads. So I don't know if it's the winter season and they just haven't had time to fill in, and they'll get it filled in for spring and summer, but just be aware of that when you're driving in. It's not just the smoothest ride. The other thing too is when you're driving into this campground, you have to take 120, and Highway 120 is steep and it is windy, and it is very switchbacky for a small portion of it. And so if you are the nervous driver, maybe let the stronger driver drive, which is what I did, because it's just a little bit nerve-wracking. The other thing is, when you are here, I told you guys there's a gas station, which is great, but we found that inside the park at Yosemite, the gas was actually cheaper inside the park than at the pumps here. So what we would do is when we were in the park, we would always fill up. The other thing I want to note is if you are staying here and you are lucky enough to get up here during the winter, you have to do our favorite things. And that was ice skating, the snow play area, and hiking Merced Grove. You can find a complete video on Merced Grove and going to see the sequoias in Yosemite National Park on Don's page, which is at Driving Everest. So go to his YouTube account to actually see that hike. It was a beautiful hike. I really hope you guys can make it here in winter. But right now, we are all loaded, we're packed up, and we're on to our next adventure, and we hope you join us. Oh, and get groceries before you get here. The grocery store is 20 miles away. It's really expensive. Get it before you come in.